Alright, I realized that I did not look up the Bleeding Forest in the book at the Learning Tree, and we should do that. I can tell you that I know it's off near Garendall Lake again. We've been having a lot of stuff in that area. This should be the last one, though. So let's go back to the Learning Tree. We're getting a lot more of this map filled in, and indeed we have explored a lot more of the map. So I'm sure he's still saying the same thing about finding the ring. There's Bleeding Forest here. Okay, it's available at level 2. This forest is tortured by an old story concerning a peaceful family that lived off the land in perfect harmony with nature. It is said that a cold winter night a traveler knocked at their door. He begged for hospitality that he received warmly from the family. While they slept, he assassinated everyone and threw the corpses into the well. The traveler then lived on and took possession of the property. Before dying, having been madly tortured, the 4 members of the family made a pact against the assassin. They promised to return and haunt the house and the surrounding forest until their horrible murder was avenged. Years passed, and their spirits became so evil that even though their murderer had long been deceased, they didn't want to leave the forest. Many attempts to rid the forest of these spirits have been made, but unfortunately none of them were successful. Meanwhile, being submitted to the evil influence of the 4 spirits, the trees of the forest continue to rot and deteriorate. That's kind of a sad, awful story. It's not really explained why there's a ring there, but Emilius knows it for some reason, so obviously he's familiar with the story or the family. Let's pull up our map again here. Okay, so we kind of started the game exploring this general area, and we have since branched out to Berglum and the Plains, and Witch's Finger too. So we've really been to this whole part. And then we had a whole bunch of stuff down here with Marissa and the Order of the Crystal. The Bleeding Forest is here, and it will be the last major thing on this island, the Gidolan area. I will probably also go down and visit the termite nests while I'm at it, and just finish off exploring that place. So let us go to the North Gidolan entrance and kind of explore the island a little bit, and then go to the Bleeding Forest and get the item that we seek. I'm sorely tempted to buy those lightning boots. I suppose I've been beating that point on the head, but I do get tired of all the slow walking. So let's first follow the path south and visit the termite grounds. think that would be a worthwhile venture. There are a number of places like that in this game, where you have nesting areas for trolls, termites, packs of goblins and packs of mages, that type of thing. And then of course you have that entire swamp, which has tons of undead things in it. Does this connect over to a screen? I didn't think so. Oh, it just takes me back up towards the entrance. With this character, I'm not going to necessarily bother to explore everything. I'm just kind of exploring the main areas and showing where everything is. But there is a complete map out there, and I've had characters that have explored everything before. So the interesting thing is, we now have different music. We are far south enough. We're at this screen, because the termite entrance was there. We're actually, in terms of distance south, farthest we've been, we're right next to the keep, but on the other side of the water. So we're safe from the giants over here. But this is the music that plays in the southern part of the kingdom. This should have a mix of the weaker and the tougher termites, if I'm not mistaken. These are the weaker ones. It would be interesting if this game had an economy of sorts beyond just selling armor and food and things. Like termites, you can buy termites and people domesticate them. So when you get to termite... here's toughness. When you get to termite nesting grounds, it'd be nice if you were able to start selling them or something and making money from a termite hive. They don't go that far. If you haven't noticed, I like to explore edges of areas before I go into the main part. I'm just a fan of getting all the periphery done, and you can kind of walk through the center. I rather like this music too, actually. I need to double check the composer of this music, because I have always liked it, but I'm not sure that I remember the name of who it was. Oh, there's another termite there. I somehow missed them. should be a bunch more down here by the nest. So let's go take a look at what these termite mounds look like. They're getting pretty vigorous since I'm so close to their nest. Again, a lot of work into the graphics in this game. Look at these giant mounds. Oh my goodness, they come from far and wide. Thankfully, it's easy to lose them and pick them up. Oh, this one looks like he's mad. Now this is why I point out, I typically do not like warrior or melee characters because of chance to hit. In most games I always play magic users because spells, in the usual case, spells don't really have the same chance to hit mechanism. And I mean, that's what's really getting me right now, is this really poor chance to hit. But this game doesn't really lend itself enough to magic, I think. Plus, there is no magic using a vanilla fog. So I will just have to endure a little bit dealing with this low dexterity. But I think we're getting most of them picked out here. Oh, there's quite a few still, aren't there? Probably after this pack of 3, I'll make some headway. Let's see if I can get the... I do like Pog in general, but I find parts of it tedious. More so than most other games that I play. And this is a good example of that. Okay, I think we got them all. But yeah, I really think this termite nest is a neat graphic. Let's see if we can use the tent now. Let's swing back by Fungus Getaway, and we'll go up around the corner of the island, which is also unexplored, and then we will, then we'll go to the Bleeding Forest, and we will have explored this place. I'm not quite sure what this is called. I call it the Gidolan Island because the entrance is North Gidolan. But it's the one that has Paragu Forest and is by Garendall Lake and has the Bleeding Forest. Alright, so we've been to Masera's Cave. Let's just go up around the corner, and we'll swing back up north through the Bleeding Forest, or to the Bleeding Forest. I think this is the only part of the game where the forest ogres appear. Okay, the reason I wanted to show this screen is, remember we went and bought a termite before, down at the termite farm? This is the other side of that screen. So this is a neat thing about exploring the islands and the edges of them, is they typically connect. You can see the other side of the mainland over there, which is right next to Fantrima. So if our character could just swim the tiniest bit. Of course, he took all those swimming lessons with Sandy. He should be able to swim. But if he could, we would be able to very easily traverse great distances. Because this is like one screen from Fantrima and to the east and northeast. But we can't go there without a very long trek around across this island. Lots of termites on this screen. They use that special spawning thing here, where those powerful termites do not spawn on the Fantrima side, but they spawn on this side. But they don't use it up by the learning tree, where you have trolls that spawn on the east side of Tyros River, as opposed to the west side, which is the Endless Plains. As far as I know, there's really nothing else on here. Little splotches here and there I didn't explore, but we've been to all the main areas. Okay, there's the tiniest tip of this that overlaps with the... oh yeah. That's west of the Goblin Forest. So Fantrima is just 2 screens, basically 2 screens east. Will goblins spawn here? Yes. See, this is also a mistake, I think. Goblins really should only be spawning on the east side of this river. They just don't fit here. I can see ook wasps being on either side. In fact, ook wasps are a good pick for this screen, because they're a medium difficulty, but I could see them being on either this side or the east side, but I really can't see goblins being on both sides. So what screen is this now? Okay, this is the screen with the blue mushroom. Yeah. So this must connect down around the corner to the path. Yep. And this will be the screen that has the passage that connects. Yep. The west side goes down to the termite area, and the east side branches off to Fungus Getaway and the cave. Well, not exactly. It is 1 screen south of there. But pretty close. This is crazy to me, though. I can literally move right over there, and I'm fighting goblins and ook wasps. Here, I'm fighting elementals and worms. It's crazy. Does this connect through? Okay, it does. To the west. That secret was the blue mushroom, which was a nice vitality boost. Okay. Let's see how we fare against worms now. We've taken on manticores and all sorts of things. These ought to be easier for us now. That's good, because I want to go up and catch the Dark Fairy soon to get Helden's hat. So we need to be strong enough to fight worms, and I think we are. Because that'll be in Worm Valley. Remember, one of the stories we got told was about a fairy that someone spotted when they were in Worm Valley. And that tied in with Helden's quest to find a Dark Fairy. So that is our hint that we need to go find Worm Valley. So the path comes off here. Now I think on the west side of this screen should be the cave. Yep. So we have trolls and thivics on this screen for the path. Or maybe there's ook wasps and thivics. Interesting combination. This is all the south side of Garendall Lake. Now, that cave, if we went west and south, we would get to the Order of the Crystal. And we have been there. I'm just going to explore kind of along the perimeter here. Let me remind myself what this screen looks like. I don't think I explored the edges of this screen. This can't be a very big one, because it's just part of the edge of Garendall Lake. I don't imagine there's much here. Yeah, there's not. And then this is the screen that has mages and the cave with the skull. Now, are there any secrets in the wild down here? I'm sure that my dedication to exploring is annoying, but I do want to find most of the secrets and make sure I'm not missing any nice finds. Boy, you can't lose worms. They go at the same speed as you. No, I guess that is it. The other advantage to exploring, of course, is that when you come back to a map, you can see where all the enemies are, thanks to rings, rather than having big blank spots. Boy, if I got those boots, I could outrun worms. That's pretty good. All these creatures, I guess. East of here is the Bleeding Forest. Beware, traveler. Strangely, I actually don't think that... I'm trying to get that gold if I possibly can. Somehow I don't know if I'm going to be able to. There we go. I don't think that the forest necessarily damages you. I guess I'll find out in a moment. Let's use a little bit of healing. That looks pretty good. Okay, let's go to the Bleeding Forest then. So we have the same music playing as the swamp. Which gives us a hint as to the tile set, and indeed, we're starting to see some dead trees. And here we go. Now there's Thivix around here instead of undead. But we definitely have the swamp undead tile set there. Should be all trees along the south, I think. Yeah. Doesn't seem like that terribly dangerous of a forest, really. We'll use a little healing since I'm not clearing the screen for the tent. I do tend to explore a little bit more once I have the tent as well, because clearing a screen is such a nice bonus with that. These look like the ruins of that old farmhouse that we read about in the story. So we are searching for a well. It should be in the southeastern portion. Oh, healing potion, that's nice. Remember, we read at the learning tree that Thivics are seen as the protectors of nature, so maybe they're here to stop the spread of the corruption. It's hard to say. Okay, here's the well. Like Emilius told you, you lift the water bucket and find a ring with the family crest carved on it. The ring feels very cold to the touch. You quickly and carefully put it into your pocket. I don't think anything else happens at the well. I think if you come back again later, it just says you're again at the well or something like that. But there's nothing else there. I can't remember if it's ever explained why Emilius knew about that ring. We'll find out if it is. Yeah, definitely a lot of decayed trees and things in this area. I think I'll just head out instead of bothering to kill everything. You get the idea. There's not anything else special here. So let's head back to Emilius with the ring now. I'm trying to balance my tendency to over-explore by exploring a lot of the edges and getting highlights in the main part. And we'll also go to all the secrets. So I'm gonna use Rubber Ducky's map to find all the caves and Stark's guide to make sure we hit all the special items. What's the fastest way to get back there? Actually, from here, the fastest way may be to just run through the cave and go up to the Plains of Endless Wind entrance. I think it's 3 screens no matter how we do it. And the cave is at least a little smaller than the screen. We'll have to run past some manticore, probably. But yeah, after this we probably will want to explore the Northlands a little bit, do the Dark Fairy quest. And as long as we're there, it would be good to go to some of the caves and things that are around there. You notice we're taking less damage now. Well, actually I can just walk to the learning tree from here, it's only a couple of screens. we're taking less damage now because we have better armor. So it does remove more of the damage. Actually, I'm going to swing by Emilius, or Oribus. And I'm going to heal up at his place with the tent and make sure that he has nothing new to say. And then we'll go to see Emilius. Yep, this is all he ever told us. Bring the tome from High Garendall. You're back. The spirit of the forest has heard my prayers. Visibly exhausted, Emilius holds out his hands. Give me the ring, quick! Uncertain of what his next action should be, Emilius looked at the ring resting in his palm. Suddenly, he takes a deep breath and puts the ring on his finger. Pain contorts his face as he fights to tame this new source of power. A few seconds later, he is able to talk, his voice stronger and darker than before. I will talk to the tree. He will let you pass. However, I would advise you to be quick. The ring has already started to corrupt my being. I'll fight as much as I can, but I know I can't resist long. Soon I'll turn to evil. But don't worry, I have taken the necessary precaution. Some of my most trusted acolytes will make sure that I don't turn to the dark side. That is why you must hurry. If I die, the tree will close his door until a new master of the tree comes to open them again. So hurry, do your last searches, and ride to the kingdom of the giants before it is too late. Now go. You now have access to the highest level of the learning tree. Rid the kingdom of the giants. Hurry, I am almost turned to evil. Go now. I think this is all he'll say the rest of the game. There actually isn't a time limit, despite the fact that he leads us to believe there is. At this point, we just don't hear anything more from Emilius. He says he will be turning to evil, and I don't think he actually does, but that is all we are told. Okay, we're at the 3rd level now. Welcome, Knowledge Seeker. You have reached the highest level of the tree. This is a testament to your abilities. My name is Danmar. I am specialized in creature studies. Only the great Emilius and Palamas Aramis know more than I do. Do you desire to acquire some information on the creatures or beasts roaming in our kingdom? I don't think there were any creatures that we tried to look up who were unavailable to us. Let's look up dark spirits. Dark spirits are one of the most powerful type of undead that adventurers can encounter. Even though their way of life is a mystery, their origin is not. Dark spirit are evil elves who transgress the rules and codes of nature in such horrible ways that upon their death they were denied eternal rest. They are now cursed and forced to wander, Darmil, until they find a way to redeem themselves. Dark spirit hate every form of life, and they seek to extract vengeance on anyone. That's why stories about a dark spirit finding eternal peace are as rare as surviving an encounter with one. Did we look up Darmal already? Yeah, we did. It's the one in the mountains. Alright, let's look up the Tome of Elixirs. It's the one thing we were not able to see so far. Old book that disappeared in the fall of High Garendall. It contains all the formulas for the strongest potions that ever existed. You find a strange brass key in the chest, along with a parchment that reads, "This key has been sealed to protect our history and our kingdom. If you have reached this level, you are wise enough to know how to use it for good purpose. You take the key." So we now have a strange key, a strong brass key that we found in one of the Learning Tree books. Actually, we found it in a chest, but... And also, look, there's no way to go to a higher level. We're at the very top. And you can see clouds and things outside, so we are way up in the tree. Pretty neat effect, I think. Yep, that's all he'll say. Okay, so we have finished the evil ring. And we now have a key, which is in fact the key to High Garendall. Before visiting High Garendall, I think I'm going to do some exploration of the north. See how that goes. Yeah, so I think I will finish here for now.